Hi guys, welcome back for another one. Now today I got a special guest with me, and as you guys can recognize him right now, is Mr. Hartgrave.
Hey, it's great to be here.
It's great to have you here. Now, we are here today to talk about three subjects that have happened recently in Marvel Strike Force that have caused the player base, well, to be a little disgruntled to say the least. We're going to talk about Surfer to the Raid season milestones. We're going to talk about arena store changes, and then finally we're going to end it off with Polaris as a Strike Pass character. So today we're going to go over how this affects the player base from our point of view from the early to the mid game to the free to play players. So to kick things off, let's talk about Surfer in the Raid season milestones. So first I'm going to ask you, Mr. Hartgrave, how do you feel about this?
Well, it's not what the community wanted. It's not what they expected, and it's not what they deserved.
I 100% agree with not what they deserve for sure. So first off, when it comes to early game players, how does this overall, do you feel this impacts early game players overall? I mean, Surfer's going to be here for 7 months, but how realistically do you feel like this is going to impact their game?
Yeah, it's devastating. It's absolutely crushing. Silver Surfer is meta defining, and by putting them where they did on these milestones, they basically have gated him off only to top alliances. So it's going to rain utter havoc upon lower alliances and players.
Yeah. So I 100% agree with you. Like, the main reason why I asked you to come on and do this with me is because you're kind of a similar player. I mean, I've changed from being 100% free to play this past December to, spending a few bucks here and there, or, if there's a character I really want to build right away, I'll buy them. If the RTA pass, I've bought that every season so far. I haven't bought it yet this season, but I've bought it every season prior to this. And so, I've seen your content. You say you're 20 to 40 bucks a month also. And I thought, what other person to really kind of hammer home what kind of thoughts there are for light spenders, free to play players, and these mid and early to mid game players that just can't afford to whale on a lot of this stuff. They really hampered free to play players. Like, honestly, I really would love to see them spread these resources out.
Even if you're just getting a few shards on the lower milestones, it would be much friendly. And I suspect that they will do that. They expect a certain amount of outrage, and they hold back a bit.
Yeah.
So that they can then give it to you. Just like they did with, if you want to segue into this arena shard orb.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that, but yeah.
They knew they were gonna offer that at what they offered it at.
Mm-hmm.
They threw it out there at higher so that they could then come down. And I think that's the exact same thing they're doing here with Surfer. They're putting it out here. They're like, get screwed, Commander. and then they're gonna adjust it so that they space them out. So, maybe it won't be as bad next week or next season or the season after.
Yeah.
So that's my hope for it. My hope is that they're as horrible as I think they are.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I'm hoping they hear the community feedback on this one, and they do, even if they had no plans originally to spread them out, that they do come back, rework them, and spread it out.
They got everything planned. I don't want to be tinfoil hat about it. I'm just saying, they're a $3 billion company. Mm-hmm. They have everything planned.
Except for the bugs.
They just don't care about that. That's industry-wide. Gaming industry-wide, no one cares about bugs. So they don't care about bugs. I wouldn't expect that to change, and I don't even want it to change. All I want is good compensation quickly.
Yeah, 100% agree. Which I won't even get into because I'm still salty over the multiple man thing.
Well, Silver Surfer right now, when he uses his ultimate attack, it crashes my blue stacks every single time.
Yeah, and same thing. He's
so powerful, he just shuts my game down.
Same thing with me too. I have to, when I'm streaming and stuff, I have to play in low graphics mode because I play with Surfer a lot, and the last thing I want is my game to crash. I mean, I've had my game crash when I have 10 seconds left of getting ready to time out of a pretty good run. I've had it crash while I was on a good run of Dark Dimension. I mean, so I play in low graphics mode.
He's like making your they're making your content worse with their bugs.
Yeah, that's true.
It's lovely.
All right, so overall, we talked about like early game players, like they're obviously going to get any mid game players. I'll give my thoughts here. I feel like mid game players, they're still in a crappy spot, but I do feel like over 7 months they'll progress enough over 7 months to eventually start picking up some Surfer shards. I mean, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, yeah, you'll definitely get a few. Have you done the math? Do you know if you'll get enough to actually go up a star level? Because that's what matters. If you end up with, enough to get halfway to a star level, or even a few. Right now with Emma, with White Queen, I am 6 shards away from the 7th star.
Oh,
Pointless.
so you're just waiting for
I'm
something.
in limbo. I have no idea what's going on. So you could get stuck in that position, very likely, with Surfer, where you're just like, you're at like 128.
Yeah, I get what you're saying too. I guess it would depend on how much, if it was a free-to-play player or a spender that originally grabbed him, because a free-to-play player wouldn't have as many needed to the next star level as where a spender would need more. I'm looking at a case where my Surfer will be 5-star sometime in the upcoming month or two, but going to 6-star, I don't know if I'm ever going to see that by the time this is over. Unless my alliance, here's the thing. Like, I used to collect a lot of data before it came to my old alliance. I used to collect a lot of data on them, and the average growth in my alliance, which was sort of endgame-ish, like I wouldn't call them endgame. We weren't like a top alliance or anything. Our average growth there was almost 500,000 total collection power a month. So over time, I don't know how fast. Now I'm curious for myself how fast I grow to be able to conquer Doom raids, because right now it's like my alliance can do it once a week for 30%, and that's about it. So
do you know how to do that real easy?
No, go ahead, tell me. Tell the audience.
Put all 8 in the center lane.
Yeah, that's what we currently do to get 30%, because you actually don't even need to clear out the skill boss to get 30%, which I found weird.
Yeah, we can do that. We were doing that easy for a while when they actually broke the game, so you couldn't run an Ultimus 7.5.
Yeah,
that's when we started running the Doom raid, which is all 8 in the center. We didn't use any heals, and it was 30% daily.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Hey, great tip for you guys. Like, just in case you don't know, you do not need to beat that skill mini boss or end boss to 30%. I don't know how the math works out, but it's true.
And that's the worst part of the raid. Really, it's that skill boss. Everything else is kind of defeatable if you throw enough teams at it. Yeah. The skill boss can stop you cold no matter what you have on it.
Yeah. So I guess to wrap Silver Surfer up, so we move to our next topic. Anything last you think? Any thoughts you have about it, or questions you have about it, or point of view?
I think it sends a horrible trend in the game. It's very distressing that they would release a character this way and not give us any idea of the eventual roadmap. Where does he go at the end? I'll say one positive is that they did tell us exactly how long he would be in these milestones for, unlike how long the Doom First Strike will last for and what happens after.
Great points. I said, from as soon as it started, I said, for me to really, really just bash this to smithereens, I really want to know what their plan is after this is over. 7 months is a long time. So how accessible is this character going to be after 7 months? Is he going to be easily accessible for those early players that missed out a lot? Is he going to be easily accessible for, those free-to-play players that, now Surfer's arguably probably 1 or 2 best character in the game. A year from now, he'll probably be top 10. Like, that's power creep for you. So, like...
He's going to be Black Bolt. I think it's going to be very similar to Black Bolt where he's at now, which isn't that great. Black Bolt's on war defense up in the top 20, but I think you'll see a resurgence then. I expect we're going to see Black Bolt actually come back at the end of the year, and I think the same thing will happen for Silver Surfer. So he's going to dominate just like Black Bolt did, drop out a bit, and then come right back.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, yeah. So like I said, if they make this character accessible, farmable, not fountainable, farmable, I would be less hard on this situation, but until I know for sure that he's going to be easily accessible after these 7 months for all players, I'm just hating this overall, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really that unknown element and that's what drives spending. So they're not going to change that. They're not going to tell you what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah.
They want you to worry about it. And I don't like that. I don't think that is, I know it works. I know it gets them money. So, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But is it ethical to do that to people when you know it's psychologically manipulative?
Yeah. Artificial scarcity, I think they call it. All right. So let's move on to the arena store. All right, so we're on to Arena now. First, there's two different parts of this, right? They made two changes, Red Guardian and an orb that replaced the Kingman orbs that have Scream in it. First, let's start with Red Guardian, because I believe this is going to be able to go over a lot easier than the other thing we're going to talk about.
I'm sorry, I just can't hold it together. This is the worst thing ever. It's almost comically bad how bad the situation is in this. I used to look forward to this. A character coming to the Arena store was like Christmas. It was like one of the nicest thing they did to a free-to-play and light spender was to put a character in the Arena orb, because it's basically like just free stars.
Yeah.
You farm it every day. It's always there. That and the Blitzstorm. They already took the Blitzstorm away. They put them in that 10% category where they, that gotcha mechanic. And man, this system is so horrible.
So the Blitzstorm thing, like, I think the Blitzstorm thing really hurt veteran players. I was quickly going to touch this one. I believe because I highly recommend that all new players just open the Blitz Orb, don't buy characters directly until you start maxing those characters out, then start buying them directly. So a new player...
Yeah, that's the strategy, yeah. I 100% agree.
So a new player will naturally get that extra drop chance character that's exclusive done before the rest of the Blitzstorm characters.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's not bad for them. It's bad for me.
Yes, it's bad. Yes, bad for us. It's a double-edged sword. So... Yeah,
and that one wasn't the same when that happened. I wasn't like I am now with this.
Yeah,
this Arena thing is like a whole new level of suck.
So let's start with the Red Guardian and the whole entire like different tier pricing overall. Without taking the Red Guardian out of the situation and the tier pricing, how overall do you feel about that? Where we have,
I really liked how they dropped the older ones down.
Yeah, I honestly thought that was great. That's a great catch up mechanic for newer players. They can purchase them cheaper than what we purchased them for.
It's nice, but I'll tell you the best character in there is Hydra Guard.
Oh yeah, that's a probably good one.
That's really good, actually. He's really good.
Yeah.
If I don't know, if you're a new player, if I was playing today, I'd be full Hydra.
Yeah.
I'd be full Hydra. I'd get my Zemo, I would get my Hydra goons, and I would just run those lower raids. And you get a lot of raid currency to get a bigger Zemo. And that would be my path to the end game, or the mid game, I guess. You can't go to the end game with it, but I'm using it in the end game. But that'd be what I would do. And so Hydra Guard being available and that's like the single best one, is a Hydra Guard being available that low is fantastic.
Yeah, I personally haven't actually ran Hydra yet. I saw your video on it, by the way. Plug for MrHartgrave. You have not seen his video with the Hydra team. What were you beating with that? Was that a war attack?
I got about like 6 videos on Hydra doing different stuff, but there's the one I think you're talking about is where I take Red Skull and Zemo and some minions and beat Dr. Doom and Silver Surfer on a punch up in war.
Yeah, great video. You guys go check it out on his channel for sure. But yeah, I have not seen this firsthand how OP like they are, because I don't have, other than Zemo, I don't have any of the other ones built up. But we watched your video and I was like, I might need to build this just to defend my position as a later game player.
You and everybody else. I get pictures of people's Hydra squads all day now.
Yeah.
It's on my server, and it's all punch ups. It's all ridiculous matches, and it's all Hydra winning. It's great.
Wow! All right, great stuff. So we got through all that. So overall, the Red Guardian situation. At first, they announced he was going to be 1250, and like the 12th hour, they came in and said, nope, he's going to be, was it 950 now? Was that what he is? 950?
Doesn't even matter.
I haven't purchased for the day, so I have no idea.
Oh, you purchased? I'm not buying it.
Oh, you're not doing?
Screw them. You know why? Because they can see my actions in the game. They can see all of our actions in the game. So the best way I can send a message that I don't like that is to never buy at that price. Anything. That goes for everything. Offers, shards. I don't open gold orbs, as I famously don't. I don't buy at a price I don't like, no matter what it is, for money or for shards or for currency or anything.
Okay. Out of curiosity, what are you using your arena credits currently on?
I'll just hoard them up.
I'll
just hoard them up. I will hoard them up, and I'll wait for the character to drop down, and I will buy him at a lower price, and then I will always have like unlimited war currency or unlimited arena currency, basically.
Okay, that's a great strategy, guys.
The next awful thing they do.
Yeah. All right, that's a pretty good strategy there. If you guys are in the mood to follow MrHartgrave's lead, there you go.
It's not for everybody. I mean, and you got to use your intuition because, like,
Yeah.
if you're like really close to a star, yeah, you're gonna buy the currency to get the star.
Yeah.
But I don't see myself needing Red Guardian because once again, I don't know that the worst part of this. The worst part of that, okay, lowering the price or whatever, messing with our heads about the price is one thing. The blog post saying that he will move from that price to a lower price in a bit is the price. That's the part that drives me nuts. Give us
A time frame. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I personally, since we're covering this right now, I personally get my thoughts on it. I'm personally going to get Red Guardian up to 6 before I stop and just wait for him to be cheaper. That's my personal strategy, just because I know I need him to run Doom raids, or at least to try to single-handedly handle Doom raids. So that's where I am with him. I'm not doing the full 7. I'll wait till he's cheaper. But moving that from arena or to the arena orb, which I'm going to say quickly, this is trash. I don't know how you feel about it.
Horrible orb. Everything about it's bad. I was correct. Okay. I did a video on this where I predicted that whatever this orb was, it would have less value than the Kingpin orb.
Yeah.
And there was a reason to consider. I don't think it was necessarily a good idea to cash in and open all your Kingpin orbs.
Yeah.
But since they had to let us know ahead of time, hey, this is going to happen, you kind of knew from their previous history that meant that the new orb was going to be worse than the current one. Because that's how they signal it now. Because if they switch without telling you that, and then that's the case, they have to roll it back and allow you to buy it because of community outrage. So when they signaled that, I said, "Oh man, it's going to be worse than the Kingpin orb," and I have to think about cashing in right now. And the only reason I did the math on that, the only thing you missed out on is if you needed superior basic catalyst. If you needed those orange, blue, balls or whatever, that would have been worth it because they're not in the new one at all. They took out all the orange.
Yeah. So besides the gear, the character drop rate on Scream.
And they also did the other thing I thought they were going to do, where they took all the arena characters into the orb.
Yeah. This is so every one different thing. Like I first was like, is this going to be the Kingpin where you have a random shot of just getting one shard? Like that was my original thought. Is that what it was going to be? And then when it came out and I looked at it and I was like, well, at a 10% rate, you're going to get a decent amount of shards compared to other orbs, but the other 90% of the time, and we can get into Scopely's
and the cost. Cost of it.
800. Yeah. So it is a little bit higher cost, but then they give you like 90% chance of 15% chance getting 7 shards of the other characters that are in the arena orb except for Scream Swarm, sorry. And then the higher percent chance is you just get a 5 drop of them for 800. So you're paying more and getting the same.
Yeah, I refuse. I won't do it. It's anytime I feel like they want me to do something, I don't typically.
Yeah.
And that goes for anything in the game, basically. You want me to buy a new character? No. You want me to buy this brand new orb? No, I won't. I'll hold on to my currency because I feel like this is because it costs more than you earn per day. Yeah. So the overall strategy, the guy in the back and doing that spreadsheet there says our players have too much arena currency. We need to degrade that over time so that we can do something else nasty to them in the arena store.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I know there's number crunch out there, and they always look at the end game players and figure out how can they stop them from doing something, and they don't really look at the players that are just now picking up this game, and trying to have fun with it.
Well, they're just keeping it out of reach for them. They're just keeping Scream out of reach, so you can't quite get it. And so when they release that Scream offer, you buy it.
So to my knowledge, we both do Twitch. To my knowledge, at least there's been one person in my Twitch chat that said they have tried opening 10 arena orbs and they have gotten 0 Scream in 10 tries. Other than that, I don't know anyone that's actually tried to open this arena orb because I don't like it. I honestly don't like it. Most of the chances that the character is going to drop is a character I already have done. It's Ultimate's food for 800 arena credits.
Yeah, it depends. Once again, it's going to depend on where you're at with Scream. If you are like exactly like whatever 5 shards from the next star, I would open them until I got that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't, of course. But I think I'm like 130 shards away from. I think I'm approaching the 7th star because I used to be able to blitz for characters.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Oh yeah, I'm quickly missing those days, and we're probably gonna hit on that one more time here before the end. But yeah, so definitely. So I guess in closing this one, would you recommend to an early game player to pop open arena orbs?
Oh God, no.
Is there any player base that you would recommend it to? That you say where there's a benefit to?
No, they don't appeal to anybody.
Yeah.
The only because some people say, hey, there's training materials in them, but it's actually a much better price. They did one nice thing. They did one nice thing for their Krakens.
What's that?
Krakens who have everything at 7 get a good deal buying the training materials directly with arena credits. That's better than what you would have gotten out of the Kingpin Orb.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I did math on that with somebody up I'm in a Alliance cluster,
Okay.
a House of MSF, and I talked to one of the guys at the top, and we crunched all the numbers together, and we were like, "Ooh, okay, that's worth it."
Yeah. So I mean, I guess in closing here, like the only case that I can make for someone to even remotely say, yeah, it may be worth it, is if you're someone who farms all these arena characters and you literally stop them all at 6 stars. And then you really want Scream for a raid team, take your odds. At least you're not getting Ultimus food.
Hey, you know what? I'd do anything that was fun. If it's somehow fun for you to open those, which I don't understand at all, but if it's somehow fun for you, by all means.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our last topic. All right, so the last thing we have to get into here is the decision to put Polaris release into the Strike Pass versus any other release method possible.
It's a rough video, man.
Yeah, I told you we're covering.
Keep coming.
We're just covering the 3 hot. These are the 3 hot buttons that have happened recently that are just questioning, like, where's like they're experimenting way too much, in my opinion. Like, I get every once in a while they need to experiment something with something.
Not an experiment. They know exactly what they're doing. They run multiple mobile games.
Yeah.
So this is how. I mean, this is what I was worried about when they said Scopely is taken over. This is what everybody who knew what Scopely was, and they say, and the insiders say that it didn't change much between. It's like the same people, Fox Next and Scopely. But I think the difference is Scopely can come in and say, hey, that stuff you were doing that was kind of shady, here's some even more shady stuff you can do that we've learned like works. And they brought in their bucketing practices, and we're seeing a lot of bucketing where you get players to spend like $1 who never spent.
Yeah.
And then you get them to spend $5. And then that becomes normal. So you get them to spend 10. And we're seeing it like directly with strike passes. It's like, you've never bought a strike pass before? Well, here's Zemo. Zemo's really good. Here, get you to spend $20. You used to never spend $20 in your life on a mobile game, but now you have.
Yeah.
And now it's okay. And now here's Polaris and Silver Surfer. Well, first it's Silver Surfer because that kind of breaks you in.
Yeah.
You never spent $20 before, but now you bought Silver Surfer, and hey, you even bought 2 offers because we messed up and then we sold it to you again. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And just keep going. And now there's rumors that there's going to be a 3rd strike pass.
Yeah, I've heard them too, but sometimes people get a little carried away. I'm hoping they're wrong, but I mean, who knows at this point? So
probably right. If it sounds too awful to be true, it's going to happen with Scopely.
Yeah. So the question of the Polaris, I haven't bought this strike pass yet. I have bought in every version of the RTA or battle pass, the RTA pass. I bought that every season so far except for the current one. And
oh, good. You're skipping Red Guardian too. I've also skipped Red Guardian. I would recommend to anybody that needs those tier 15s to do it. I'm not like banning it or anything. Yeah. But I did have to think about it a little bit too, because Red Guardian's like worth more now. The one thing they're doing with all this stuff, and Polaris is the reason why they're doing this. If you don't know, it's because they are increasing the value of the shard. What they are doing constantly in this game is controlling this microeconomy that we all exist in. And what they're doing when they gate off shards is they are raising the value of them so they can sell them to you easier. It is now more desirable to buy Red Guardian shards because he is harder to get. He is more expensive in game. They have full control over this. And at this point, what they've done is extremely unethical, in my opinion, because we've been playing this game for 3 years. I mean, you're close to it too, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm probably a little farther away from 3 years than I am to 2 years past, but yeah.
Sure, you've been a long time though.
Yeah.
So you have an expected price in your head of what a shard is worth. It's like if you went to the store and instead of bread being like, what is it? I haven't been to a store in a while. It's been quarantined.
We'll say $3.
$3 for a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
You go in the next day and it's like $8.
Yeah.
It's like that drastic of an increase is basically what's happened here. And I don't, and there's no bread short. There's no flour shortage. You know, the price of the ingredients of bread have not gone up. This is all digital goods.
Yeah.
And they're not suffering. They made 300 million last year.
Yeah.
During a quarantine, during an awful period, like a universally awful time in the world.
Yeah.
They profited more than any other, like more than most companies would. A lion's share of companies.
Yeah.
And they've decided to raise the price of bread.
That's good. Good analogy. It's a really good analogy. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it should not be accepted.
Yeah. I seen them. They raised the price on Polaris, like just a standard offer, new release offer, and
Oh my God.
I mean, I had no desire to buy, Polaris to begin with. I pretty much only build.
Are you talking about what I was talking about, where they came out? I think it was like 16,000 fragments for $24.99, and then the next day,
Yeah.
they went to 18,000 for $34.95.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just.
Entirely unethical.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I can't even put it to the words anymore. Like it's one of those things, like it's very frustrating to sit back and one of those things that's being as a long time player as I have, and you've been playing longer than I have, is I have seen the difference, the techniques they have going through to make more money through this game. It's night and day. Like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just raising the price of bread. It's going up, and there's no reason for it to go up. They're profitable.
Yeah.
They're doing well. Why are you basically punished? I mean, I've been directly punished as a guy who consistently blitzes in the top 1%. I've probably been hit harder by this than anybody, especially as a light spender who just relies upon my performance in blitz to get new characters.
Yeah.
All new characters I would basically get at 4 stars for free. And it's not like, boo-hoo for me, because I know a lot of players it's like not like that at all. But you're getting it too. Whatever you used to get. You probably maybe all right, what give me some concept. Were you getting new characters at 3 stars for free?
I could blitz and get the 2 to 3% range on blitz.
Okay. And would that get you 3 stars at the end of both blitzes?
Yes, I would have a 3-star, yes.
Okay, so now you get a 2-star.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
I honestly, I mean, like,
how is that right? You've been operating now for 2 years.
Yeah.
Where every new character you get for 3 stars, and campaign characters you get for 4, right?
4 or 5. A lot of them I push my luck for 5, and I get 5 more often than not. But yeah,
how long is that going to last for?
That
might be over too.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I honestly don't doubt it. I'm actually surprised they haven't raised the requirements on it, to be honest.
My drop rate on multiple man is really low. I don't know about yours, but I'm not getting 5 on him.
Well, I hoard everything until the end, so I havenent opened anything yet. So we'll see.
That's fun.
Yeah.
It's better that way. It's honestly better to open orbs 10 at a time than 1 at a time. It's just more fun.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. So overall, like, the decision to release a character through this method, Strike Pass, to me is not great. It seems very greedy. But if we're just taking, if we're taking the character out of here, right? Strike Pass in general, and even the Battle Pass in general.
Here's the problem with releasing a character like that. There is no gameplay associated with it.
Yeah.
It's like a calendar release almost. It actually is. It's a calendar release. There's more gameplay involved in real-time arena than there is that Strike Pass.
Yeah.
It's just doing your dailies. What that Strike Pass is insidiously doing is punishing you. So if you ever think that you might want to take a day off, you're going to lose. If you bought it, even you're really locked in, because then you're losing a gold credit. You miss one day, you miss a couple activities, a couple days.
Yeah.
And you're starting to take off what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And the better stuff is at the end.
Yeah.
And it's programming you to come in every day and take this certain set of activities. And the activity bar is high. You got to do eight raid nodes, right?
Yes, 8 raid nodes to So
do an ISO. Make sure you have ISO every day. You got to fuse an ISO every day.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, definitely, you definitely get your point, right? Casual players, depending on how casual you are. Like I know somebody in my Twitch chat was telling me, is like, you know, I'm on this level right now. Can I still clear it? And I'm thinking, I was like, no. There's
very unforgiving. Very unforgiving.
There's 5 days left, and I still have 5 more tiers to go, and I've done every single objective so far.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I feel it's very unethical. Once again, I'm going to use that word a lot.
Yeah.
Because it really is. That you can pay for something that you cannot finish with. There's so much more wiggle room in the RTA pass.
Yes.
Than there is the strike pass. The strike pass is entirely unforgiving, punitive almost, and entirely unethical.
Yeah. So overall, like I'm kind of saying there, like take the character release method out altogether. You're an active player. Like the battle pass and the strike pass overall does cover the $20 value, but the fact is that they're
Is it though?
Well, I mean, you just think about it depends on what your evaluation is as a person, right?
It does. And I remember, I can remember Blitz.
Yeah.
It used to be free.
Yeah.
I remember that. I haven't forgotten yet. It was just like yesterday.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not really talking about like the character inside. I'm just talking about the amount of resources you get, like, gear-wise. Like it's worth the $20 value compared to what they offer you in their store, right? Their store is overpriced, in my opinion, right?
I think my friend Zemo said it best when they say, this is a good offer because we made it a good offer.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. This is a good deal because they made it a good deal.
That is true. That is true. All right. I think that's where I'm going to leave it. Any last words?
Okay. What? Hail Heartgrave.
Hail Heartgrave.
Hail Mr. Free to Play. Hail Mr. Free to Play.
Hail Mr. Free to Play. All right, guys. So if you do want to check out Mr. Heartgrave's channel, I'll have his Twitch and his YouTube links down below. But that's all we have for today. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here and haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. And if you don't want to miss any other future videos, hit that notification bell. And with all that said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.